I'm a 45-year-old woman with a son from my first marriage. I became pregnant at 20 with my high school sweetheart, David, now 45. We tied the knot at 22, right after college graduation. David came from wealth and preferred I didn't work, so I embraced the role of a stay-at-home mom. My son was my everything, my pride and joy. We shared a deep bond, and I never imagined a future where I'd feel alone as long as he was by my side. That changed a decade ago. I discovered David was unfaithful with a younger coworker. Worse, my 15-year-old son was aware of the affair and kept it from me. The betrayal from the two people I loved most shattered me. When I confronted my son, he admitted his father had asked him to stay silent, showering him with gifts to ensure his loyalty. He also confessed that having a younger stepmom boosted his social status among peers. I was devastated to learn David had taken our son on a ski trip with his mistress, passing it off as a simple getaway. I felt utterly humiliated. During the divorce, my son chose to live with his father, breaking my heart further. He refused visitation with me afterward. When he turned 18, I reached out, hoping to reconnect, but he rejected me again. Eventually, I moved forward, meeting a wonderful single father with 2 daughters. We married, and shortly after, I became pregnant. The pregnancy was grueling, and childbirth nearly cost me my life. I longed to share the news of his baby sister with my son, but knowing he wanted no contact, I let go of the idea. Over time, my memories of him faded as I focused on my new family. A week ago, out of nowhere, my son sent me Facebook messages saying he missed me and wanted to meet. It caught me off guard. For 10 years, he'd ignored me, and now this sudden desire to reconnect puzzled me. I've been racking my brain for reasons why. Strangely, I don't feel the joy a mother might expect. My parents and husband have noticed my hesitation and urged me to meet him for closure, insisting he's still my son. But I'm wary of reopening old wounds. Am I wrong to feel this way? The response to my story was overwhelming, and I'm grateful for the support. I'll provide an update soon, but I'm torn. If I meet him, it won't be at my home, perhaps a public place. I'm cautious, unsure of his motives. I can't help but wonder what David might have said about me to influence my son. The gifts to keep him quiet suggest manipulation. I'm not excusing his actions, but I'm wondering if I want to hear him out for closure. Could he genuinely regret his choices, or is he after something like money? I might want to know what's in his head, what shaped his decisions back then. But I don't have to forgive or move past it. Just listen. It's a tough call, as the fear of being hurt again looms large. If I don't meet him, though, I might always wonder. My loved ones push for a reunion, believing a mother should always have her child in her life. But they didn't endure my heartbreak, so it's hard for them to understand. There's no right or wrong choice here, only what protects my mental health. I could delay the decision, asking for more time. One commenter noted my son's shallow values, prioritizing wealth, a glamorous stepmom, and popularity over me. It took him a decade to reach out, which raises red flags. Another suggested David might have turned him against me, and now, as an adult, he's rethinking things. Someone shared a perspective from my son's shoes, explaining how, as a child, they were entangled in a parent's affair, leading to confusion and warped perceptions. Only in adulthood did they see clearly and mend ties. My son might deserve a chance to build something healthier now, with a mature perspective. Another commenter advised asking him directly why he's reaching out now, and to protect myself from potential harm. Before introducing him to my daughter or husband, I need to ensure his intentions aren't malicious. He was a child when he cut me off, but he could still be manipulative. 5 years ago, I checked his social media and saw a post praising his stepmom as the best mom ever, with no trace of me, as if I'd never existed. It stung deeply. I never badmouthed him or pushed him. He chose to distance himself. As a mother, I should be thrilled, but I'm terrified he'll charm me only to disappear again, leaving me heartbroken. Update: I met my son after all these years. He's no longer the boy I knew. He's a man, taller than I remembered. I prepared for any outcome, whether reconciliation or ulterior motives, keeping my guard up. We met at a public park, with my husband nearby for support. My son arrived shortly after me, and I fought back tears seeing him grown. I smiled, noting how much he'd changed, and he nodded. After an awkward silence, I asked about his life. He said he's doing well, recently graduated college, and is applying to grad school. I congratulated him, but another silence followed. He finally admitted he contacted me because he needed something, $20,000 for law school. His father, he explained, lost his wealth in a failed business and now supports 3 children with his former mistress, leaving no funds for his education. My heart sank. I'd hoped for reconciliation, perhaps that he'd been misled by his father. Instead, he wanted money. I told him I couldn't provide such a sum. He grew defensive, asking why and dismissing my pain over his father's affair, saying I should get over it. I asked why he harbored such resentment toward me, what I'd done to deserve it. I'd never raised my voice or denied him anything, yet he pushed me away. He admitted he chose his father because he offered a lavish lifestyle and his stepmom was popular among his friends. My modest circumstances, a small apartment, embarrassed him. He even admitted ignoring my 18th birthday gift, a box of his favorite treats, and a vintage watch, because it wasn't expensive enough compared to his father's gifts. I'd had enough. I firmly refused the money. I'd spent years worrying about him, yet he never once asked how I was. He didn't care about the pain of his father's betrayal or his role in hiding it. I'd hoped maybe his father had poisoned him against me, but no. He valued wealth over our bond. He grew angrier, accusing me of ruining his life, claiming I owed him because I now have money. I stood my ground, and when he raised his voice, blaming me, my husband stepped in to calm things. I cried when I got home, realizing I've truly lost him. Some might call me a bad mother, but I've spent years in therapy healing from this pain. I can't be his bank, only to be discarded again. He even admitted he knew about his father's affair first and demanded a new phone to stay quiet. That betrayal still stings. I tried reaching out multiple times before he was 18, but he always had excuses. I respected his space, hoping he was processing the divorce. I stopped checking his social media after seeing that stepmom post. I can't verify if he'd used the money for law school or something else like drugs or gambling. It's too risky. I have my daughters now and it saddens me they may never know their brother. While I have more financial stability now, $20,000 is no small amount. I'm not sure if trusting my instincts means I shouldn't have met him, but knowing his true intentions, still selfish, still disrespectful, gives me clarity, even if it hurts. I'm not at peace, but I see him for who he is. I wish him no ill, but I need to protect my heart moving forward. Next story. Am I wrong for telling my friend I don't care much about her pregnancy? My friend Kayla, 26, and I, 25, have been close for about a decade. Lately, we've grown apart as our lives diverge. She married, which I celebrated as her bridesmaid despite not being into weddings, because I wanted to support her. Now, at 5 months pregnant, she's thrilled about motherhood. I don't want kids myself, but can be happy for others. I'm not one of those anti-kid people who resent parents. Since her family lives far away, I've accompanied her to appointments when her husband can't, and I'm glad to help. I'm fine hearing occasional updates about her pregnancy or baby items, but she talks about it constantly. It feels like she's testing my patience. No matter the topic, work, my life, she steers it back to her pregnancy, like maternity leave or baby-related anecdotes. It's exhausting. Yesterday, after a rough week with a breakup and work stress, I was in a foul mood. My boyfriend and I split because he wants kids and I don't, a fact Kayla knows. We had plans for dinner, so I invited her over for takeout. While venting about my life, she shifted the conversation to her pregnancy, back pain, baby kicks, for 10 minutes. Frustrated, I snapped, saying I don't care much about her pregnancy, and asked to talk about something else. She got upset, calling me a bad friend and saying it's important to her. I countered that it's only important to her, and I'm tired of every talk revolving around it. We argued, and she left. Now she's ignoring my texts. Am I the asshole? I feel guilty, but think her obsession pushed me to snap. She knows my breakup was about not wanting kids, yet she insists I'll change my mind, which might have fueled my reaction. A commenter said I'm not wrong. Kayla's pregnancy dominates our friendship, and she's not supporting me. I should have addressed it sooner, but my outburst came from pent-up frustration. They suggest explaining I care about her but need mutual support. If she can't balance our conversations, her focus on motherhood might strain our friendship further. I'm a good friend, but this is testing me.